This all started to help St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. And it started as a simple idea a couple months ago, and all the people that I work with and all the bands that record in the studio decided it'd be great to get together and play music for a good cause, and I think that it's been a very successful event already, and we would like to do our best to give you a really good night of entertainment. By the way, I'm John Wagner. I have lived my life working with the talented, creative musicians of New Mexico. I feel very privileged to be surrounded by the vast beauty of this great state. The panoramic views, geographical and cultural diversity, and the wonderful weather create a foundation for life fulfillment that would be hard to equal. So many of the friends I have made are not famous for their music, but feel fortunate, as I do, that we have been chasing our dream in the land of enchantment. The pursuit of a dream can be quite a roller coaster ride. The high point is best captured when you make music with your friends. My thinking was, Herb Alpert and Santana in a band could make some pretty neat music. And so I put together a band and I started just recording songs. And we were doing them really formatted to trumpets, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, and one keyboard player. And it started working right away. I mean, actually the first New Mexico album came together fairly rapidly. I wrote about half the songs, the other half were standards, but they just worked. Everything worked. And it was really inspiring to play the music and put it together. I've always loved New Mexico just for what it is, and just the weather, the people, being here. I've had to go to the other areas like Nashville and California to try to sell music, and that's a very difficult job to do. I can't tell you how many record companies said to me, go back to New Mexico, do something original, do something different. Then you take it to them, and they'll say, that's not selling. And that's the way it goes. So I'm hoping to see more opportunity for music that's developed in areas like I would think we do in New Mexico, to have a chance to be something new for people around the world. And hopefully the new technologies will take us that way.
My dad looks at this, he looks at pictures of the Southwest and he goes, and I'll show him this beautiful scene of like Albuquerque up at Ghost Ranch, all those pretty rocks and stuff, and I lay it out, big panorama for him. He looks at it and he goes, For the life of me, I don't know why you want to live out there. That's what my dad says.
The curse of man in search of God, he lived in desolate wonder, and all the saints along the road are the first to be plowed under. All the little artists kissing their gallery bosses, the highway lowrider headline is covered with crossing. You're riding on the Santa Fe Trail. You're riding on the Santa Fe Trail.
Played in fraternity parties when I was 14. I was doing the gator on the floor and drinking beer, and at 14, you know, and don't let my daddy see this. And doing that circuit, and I was the Blue-Eyed Soul Brother. I was a lead singer doing soul music down south in Alabama.
Yep, wholesale, retail, cowboys, Indians, everywhere. $1, $2, your dollar, very old, very rare. You buy it on a Santa Fe train. You buy it on a Santa Fe train.
The local music influences me here. Everything does. It's, you know, you just can't just be able to see the stars and be able to look out and see the horizon, see 100 miles away. Back east, it's just gray skies and trees. It's beautiful, but too many people.
Hiding out in the hills, they be cursing the tourist dollar.
I like my peace and quiet, and I like my garden, and like growing my flowers and vegetables, and the whole bit is just great out here. And fishing.
Over the floor. Another handsome young cowboy dying for a border town war. He's dying on the Santa Fe trail.
I mine turquoise here. I use it in my jewelry. I mean, I can go out and just break the rocks with my hands with a sledgehammer and a star drill and just pop off a rock and go and take it and cut it and put it in a piece of jewelry. This is church service right here. I feel like this is close to God's word.
Thank you.
I've always been interested in music. My mom tells me stories of getting letters from the kindergarten teacher about how you should steer Katie in a certain direction, you know, in music, because she was showing signs of talent.
What a beautiful morning you brought to me today. With every little breath and every little sigh, your lullaby of life begins. What a beautiful morning you brought to me today. I'll hold you and love you and guide you to your dreams, your daddy's pride and joy, and your mama's brand new song to sing.
I remember back in Roswell, I was in this beauty pageant, and I actually made it to some of the finalists. And we were each handed an envelope with a question, which we were supposed to answer spontaneously. And my question was, what do you want to do with your life? What is your goal? And I sort of jokingly said to the audience, well, I want to be famous.
I'll hold you and love you and guide you to your dreams, your daddy's pride and joy, and your mama's
it's neat for me to be involved in the New Mexico scene and having been raised here and being able to grow up here and feel the things so deeply. It's a wonderful place to be.
In Albuquerque, you can be standing next to the chemo theater eating an egg roll on your way to a Greek festival while a lowrider comes by with Jesus painted on the hood. I mean, you can have all these things going on and then go to a country western gig and then go listen to a jazz band.
In their eyes you can see the longing for a life they'll never know. And all the dreams they had just weren't meant to be, but neither one will let it go. They've gone love blind.
I was influenced by listening to Phil Oakes, Sonny Terry, Brownie McGee, Lightning Hopkins, a variety of kind of folk. There was blues, and then there was some that were a little more on the countryside, listening to Pete Seeger and old Woody Guthrie stuff, Leadbelly. These were all very strong influences. And then as music went on, you kind of go out and you test different waters and you learn from different things that have evolved.
You seem to lose sight of yourself, and everyone around tries to tell you, but you can't hear when you've gone love blind. Oh, they've gone love blind.
What I enjoy doing is, in this realm, it's kind of like, say, country, folk, blues. It's hard to define. I've kind of quit trying to. But it really looks like I've kind of come full circle. I'm very comfortable either just playing the guitar and singing, or there's always a certain amount of twang that's there. I can't get rid of it. And there's also a growl, kind of a bluesy feel that's there. And I've just learned to kind of not fight it and just let it happen. And that seems to be when the music's at its best.
Voice, it rings like a gunshot from that weapon that you use so well. And with deadly skill, she don't aim to kill. She just makes his life a living hell. Oh, she's gone love blind. Yeah, love blind.
I used to think, gosh, I've got to make it. I've got to get over this hurdle. I've got to do something. And I was kind of putting all my eggs in that basket. And that's where, when I stepped away from it for a while, I realized, or I guess I remembered why I got into music and what made music so interesting. And that was the fun of taking a handful of chords and cranking out a song and expressing a feeling, happy, sad, whatever. You look back on that, you think, well, that's why I got into it. Now I'm under this pressure where I feel like I need a hit record, I need to be signed, need to be on Sugar Hill, or I need to be on some label around the records, or someone's got to love me out there. And it takes the fun out of it. For me to try and be a George Strait or a Garth Brooks, it ain't gonna happen.
Very much.
I was born in Clovis, New Mexico. I remember specifically Roy Orbison was my hero. I thought, back in that time, people were battling on whether Roy Orbison was the king or Elvis Presley was the king, and of course they were both so new. But I never forget one night I went to see at Marshall Junior High. They had an auditorium there, and there was a big rock show. And Roy Orbison was playing, and I never forget that they light the stage. Back then there was very little stage production, but they would light the stage with these blue lights, and Roy Orbison and them had on our red coats or whatever, but they looked purple. But I remember seeing that, and he was playing one of his songs, Rock House, I think. And I looked at that and I said, this is what I'm going to do.
Well, I was back on the street, trying to survive this lonely hell. She left me with a goodbye. When would it stop? When would it go? That feeling that cuts like a knife. Then out of nowhere, did you really want my kisses? Did we dance too close? Do you think of me at night? Is this just a moment of craziness with you? Will love live and die on the vine? Can we survive the danger of just a thrill or two? Making love in this moment in time.
I sometimes think maybe I was born a musician, but I really think being in Clovis and being around the excitement of new music focused me. Music was the driving force. I realized that it had to come first.
I'm back on the street and I'm trying to survive this hurricane. Your kiss starts inside me. I can't make it stop and I can't let it go. I've got to have you laying beside me.
I start off with an idea and I'm excited about it and I work on it and I love it until I hate it. And then when I hate it, I have to put it away. And then I have to go on down the road until I find another piece of music I love so I can work it to death and hate it.
Can we survive the danger of just a thrill or two? Making love in this moment in time.
But then in time, it all happens in time, I look back and I'll say, I'm really glad I did that. That was pretty nice, you know? Clovis, because of Norman Petty in his studio, was sort of an unusual place. I remember once hearing Peggy Sue or That'll Be the Day on the radio, and I was thinking, that was recorded right here, I mean, right in this little bitty town where I live. It was a very inspiring part of what got me into it full time.
Moment of time.
My recording in New Mexico has been very largely recording Latin Hispanic bands all through New Mexico. A few years ago, I recorded with Mariachi Tenampa, and that sort of began a working relationship with that group.
This mariachi, the guys you work with, is a second family. And you just hang, if you're not at home, you're with them.
Our intentions are to make a living, a good living doing what we enjoy doing, kind of like, you know, you look forward to a job more when you're doing what you want to do. You know, for me, for my profession, mariachi music is not well known throughout the United States, so New Mexico is a prime location for that. And being that it's my hometown and all my family's here, I just have never had no desire to leave.
Been very lucky to be here in New Mexico. I lived for 2 years in Texas and 2 years in California, and I always come back.
Mariachi music has adapted classical pieces that have been played for 100 years, you know. So it's nothing new, the idea of combining styles of music.
country music and mariachi music is very similar. And there's so many things similar about it because a lot of it's folk music, a lot of it's stories. And one day I was recording an album here, and the mariachis were playing a rhythm track, and I was sitting there almost singing one of my songs to the track, and I was thinking, well, this would be a great thing to do.
Western has a lot of tragedy, and so does Mexican, you know, the trains and yeah.
Mama.
And it kind of made sense.
The different styles of music coming together is, I don't think, nothing too new, but it's a little more accepted now than maybe in the past.
The cherries are in, Mom. They're all strung up and turning red. Look where I've been, Mama. I'm a river overrunning my bed. Sangre de Cristo, Mama. You raised me in your shade. Each time I was leaving, Mama, every tune around here's been played. No cowboys around, Mama. Rodeo done come and gone. On account of the drought, Mama, the ditches as dry as a bone. But the corn made it through, Mama. You'll make out just fine. The time is right now, Mama, for reading your Bible and whiling away your time. Rio Grande running fast and deep. Brown skin boy lost in his sleep. Cross your river first chance I get. This has been the best ride yet. Mose McCormick, come on out here. Mose McCormick.
Now it's been many years, Mama, since I left this mud wall. Yeah, they're crumbling away, Mama. Yeah, they're fixing to fall. You don't even care, Mama. Has life been that mean? Yeah, the trees growing old, Mama, and we never forget the things we've seen.
Rio Grande running fast and deep. Brown skin child running in his sleep. Cross your river first chance I get. This has been the best ride yet. This has been the best ride, Mama, Mama, the best ride yet. Thank you very much for being with us tonight.
In my life, I've worked with so many bands and I've done so many projects. I've seen hopes raised and dreams shattered by things so unexplainable in the music business. But there's one thing I can tell you. When the music's right, and the friends are right, and the moment's right, nothing beats playing music.